everybody. I just wanted to jump on this video real quick and tell y'all why this year was the best birthday I've ever had. So real quick, recap over the last year. Just over a year ago, Scott and I took the ministry training class at our church. We weren't intending to necessarily join the ministry team. We just wanted to better be able to minister to our family, our children, and with people at work and things like that. And within about 24 hours, it was like all hell broke loose. I mean, everything, every part of our life started to appear as if it was just falling apart. We started having issues at the company that we both worked for. We started having problems in our marriage and just not communicating well and things like that. Our children, my health, it just was like everything was just under attack. And then after that, we both lost our jobs within 6 months of each other. And so we actually ended up on like government assistance for a season, and it was really difficult for me. It was humbling. I remember feeling really ashamed, but I also wasn't really focused on what God was doing. I just was in a place of kind of panic and just really trying to fight off the lies that the enemy was portraying through all these various circumstances in our life. But through all of this mess and craziness, there were these incredible miracles that were occurring. One was that Scott found out that he had a brother, and he was able to connect with that brother, and him and his sister basically like found family that they didn't know that they had. He actually just found out that they have two other half brothers. So now there's, I think, 5 kids altogether that are all siblings. And then as many of you know, many years ago when I was a young woman, I placed a precious baby girl for adoption, and it has been 16 years. And this last year, I had the privilege and the honor of being able to connect with her over social media. And of course, I'm keeping all of her information private. We're not ready to share that publicly or anything. But I remember at that time struggling so much with those decisions. And after 16 years, to see God in that then and it coming full circle around it's incredible to see what he does behind the scenes, in the waiting and in the hiddenness. And when it feels sometimes like life is so crazy and you're just desperate to find some treasure, and there it is. He has that hidden away and tucked away for us in all circumstances. And being able to connect with her after all these years has been a miracle, a true miracle. And the weekend of my birthday, I actually found her birth father online and was able to reconnect with him and see how he's doing, and just see that he doesn't hate me for the decision that I made, he honors and respects me for that. And that brought so much healing to my heart over the relationship that we had so many years ago. And I'm just grateful for that. It's interesting how we can be in a place where it seems like everything's falling apart, but God has these amazing plans, and he's got these inner workings going on. A little over a year ago, I was about a year and a half ago, I was 327 pounds. I did not like myself. I didn't love myself. I wanted to, but I just carried so much shame and so much unforgiveness and such an offended spirit on me. And God started working on that stuff with me really in 2017 about how to love myself. And then in 2018, it was about how to become disciplined in my walk with him and in how I treated my temple. And then this year, it was like through that experience of being a financial struggle where we ended up qualifying for assistance that I never thought I would qualify for or even be on. I was able to have 2 surgeries that one saved my life and has given me a second chance at life, and has been an incredible tool to help me further my health goals and just my overall longevity, and discipline me further into just putting the right nutrition in my body and being active and just pursuing, that physical wellness. And that would not have happened. I would not have been able to have those surgeries or address those health issues if I hadn't lost my job and ended up on assistance. And so I carried all this shame for a few months, really, about being in such a needy position. I felt like I just couldn't even help myself, and yet God was going to use that to bring me freedom physically. And from there, I'm now back at work, and I have an amazing job. I still support Scott with the company. We've started Provision Painting Plus, as many of you know. But as many of you know, when you start a small business, it sometimes is slow, and it takes time for us to build clientele. And it has been rough. It's been a rough start, and we still don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't, we're still struggling financially. It's not like I had the best birthday of my life because everything is fixed. We don't even know if we're going to be in our home in a couple of months. This is the second time this year that we've, been in a position where we're getting foreclosure letters. But when I look over the last year and I see what God has done, the way he's brought things from 16 years ago and it's come full circle. When I joined the worship team, that was after 14 years of not participating, in serving on a worship team. 14 years of waiting to be positioned in a place where God can use me in that way. And yet he brought me full circle. He healed me of anxiety so that I could serve him on that team. And that was a huge victory. And yet it was in the midst of just crazy circumstances where the enemy was manipulating circumstances in my life to try to convince me that God's not there, that he's not my provider, that he's not going to see me through this. And those are lies. And we all face them. But I'm here to tell you that he is our waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. He's our provider. And instead of being crippled by fear and worrying all the time of where we're going to be and how is this going to happen, I'm going to choose to cling to those promises. Because I've seen too many miracles. I've seen him bring things full circle that I've waited years, over a decade, to see happen. So I don't even need to know how he's going to work out our mortgage situation or our company that we've started. He's going to do it. He's going to work it all out. Because he's our waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 And I'm going to cling on to that. And I hope you will too. This was the best birthday I've ever had in my entire life. And it's because God is showing me a fresh perspective